Treasure hunters found something buried underground, but it was part of a bigger secret. Derek and his friend David spent their weekends searching for treasures with metal detectors. One Saturday, they explored a field owned by the Church of Scotland, hoping to find something valuable. After hours of searching, Derek's detector made a loud sound. Excited, he started digging, expecting to find an old coin or scrap metal. Instead, he pulled out a rusty object that looked like a spoon. David picked it up, wiped off the dirt, and looked closer. It wasn't a spoon, it was a silver arm ring. Derek kept digging, and soon they uncovered something amazing. Gold coins, beads, and a gold ingot were buried in the ground. They had found a medieval treasure. Knowing how valuable it was, they reported their find to the government and the church. They agreed to keep half of the treasure each until a final decision was made. Everything seemed fine. But 2 weeks later, Derek tried to call David. He didn't answer. His phone was off, and he wasn't replying to messages. It was like he had disappeared. Derek started to worry. Had David taken the treasure and run away? He decided to drive to David's workplace, hoping to find out the truth. What he learned next left him in shock. David and his wife had been in a serious car accident 2 weeks ago. They had been recovering in a hospital out of town, and both of their phones were lost in the crash. That was why Derek couldn't reach him. Hearing this, Derek felt terrible. He had spent days believing his friend had stolen the treasure and disappeared. Guilt filled him as he realized that while he had been suspecting David, his friend had been fighting for his life. 2 more weeks passed before David was discharged from the hospital. When he finally recovered, the two friends met again, this time in court. The hearing was to determine how the treasure would be divided. Experts had examined the medieval artifacts and valued them at $3 million. The court ruled that the Church of Scotland, as the landowner, would receive a portion. The remaining amount was to be split equally between Derek and David. Each of them would receive $1 million. With his share of the money, Derek decided to do something meaningful. He started an organization to help veterans struggling with mental health issues. He wanted to give back to those who had served their country and needed support. David, on the other hand, used his share to start his own business. He had always dreamed of working for himself, and now he finally had the opportunity. He kept most of his plans private, but was grateful for the unexpected fortune. Their incredible discovery had changed their lives forever. What started as a weekend hobby had led them to a life-changing find. But for Derek, the biggest lesson was not about money or treasure. It was about trust and friendship. He had doubted his best friend and assumed the worst. In the end, he realized that no amount of wealth was more valuable than loyalty. As they walked out of court, Derek and David shook hands, knowing they had been through something extraordinary together. No treasure could replace the bond they had, and that was worth more than any amount of gold.